Quarter 4, Module 19, entitled Solving Problems Involving Correlation Analysis. Correlation is used to determine the existence, strength, and direction of relationship between two variables. Correlation coefficient R is a number between or from -1 to 1 that describes both the strength and the direction of the correlation. In symbol, we write this as this one. So again, correlation, katong pasabutan ng correlation, mao nang mo determine sa existence kung naabay correlation or wala. Ang strength niya, strong ba ang correlation or weak? And the direction niya, positive ba or negative ang correlation? Nan katong correlation R na to, again, is a number from -1 to 1. Kana pud nga number, mag-describe na siya sa strength and direction of the correlation. Depende sa value nga molabas. So, ang interpretation is based ani nga diagram. So, based sa molabas nga value sa imong R, katong pag-compute nimo sa R, tanaw nimo. Recall tong value na to. That's katong gisolve previously. Sa previous, di ba 0.96 ba to? If I'm not mistaken, basta 0.9 something to. Let's say ang R natin is 0.96. So kung 0.96, so okay siya kay between from -1 to 1 man siya. Somewhere here na siya diri. Dool kay 1. And pag ang imuhang value is between, pag ang R gani nimo is between, sorry, ikaw na to. If your R is between 0.5 to 1, between ha, meaning less than ni 1, pero sobra kay R. Sobra kay 0.5. Same with this one. 0.96 is between 0.5 to R. Then we can say that your correlation has a strong positive correlation. Nganong positive? Because positive ang value. Nganong strong? Because again, ang value niya is between 0.5 to 1. Strong ang imuhang correlation. If ang R, so dere, if your R is between 0.5 to 1, kani ang interpretation. But if your R is between 0 to 0.5, pasabot ana, greater than 0 but less than 0.5, then we can say that our correlation is a weak positive correlation. Positive siya because positive value man ang nilabas. Pero weak lang siya because ang R nimo is greater than 0 but less than 0.5 man. So ana ang weak positive correlation. But if your R is exactly 0, you can say that there is no correlation. So kung exactly 0 gyud imong value, no correlation kadiha. And if your R is between -0.5 to 0, meaning greater than -0.5 but less than 0, you have a weak negative correlation. Negative siya because negative ang value, weak siya because between -0.5 to 0 man siya. Next, if your R is between -1 to 0.5, meaning greater than siya -1 but less than -0.5, then you have a strong but negative correlation. Strong ang correlation niya but negative ang correlation. So inana. And by the way, if R is exactly -1, you have a perfect negative correlation. Kung positive pod ang imong R, positive 1, then you have a perfect positive correlation. Sir, what about kung exactly 0.5? Sarado 0.5. Kung sarado 0.5 sad, you can say that you have a moderate positive correlation. What if exactly negative 0.5 pod? You can also say moderate negative correlation. So, pwede na ito na idugang diha. No correlation kung 0, exactly 0. Kung exactly 1, perfect positive. Exactly negative 1, perfect negative. Exactly negative 0.5, moderate negative correlation. Exactly positive 0.5, moderate positive correlation. So, ani ang pagdagan ang atong interpretation. So, kani ang gamito na to. So, let's have some examples. So, we have here, Filipino employees are known for being persistent and hardworking. That is why they truly value every single cent of their salary. Here are some situations showing the relationship between salary and spending of Filipino employee. So, situation 1. There is a survey wherein the correlation coefficient R between salary and spending of employee was found to be 0.97. So, atong buhaton dire is interpret nato ang relationship between ang salary o spending of employee. So, given a correlation na 0.97. How will you describe the relationship between the salary and spending of employee? So, based sa ato ang R nga 0.97 and using this one, 0.97 asa man na. Naaman na diri si 0.97. So that is greater than 0.5 but less than 0.1. Therefore, strong positive correlation. And what does it mean when you say there is a strong positive correlation? Pasabot ana, strong ang relationship between the salary of spending. And then, kay positive man siya, meaning, the more ang salary niya, mas more pod siya mag-spend. As well as, pwede pod ni mo interpret nga kung babae ang salary, meaning, gamay ra pod yang mas-spend. So, nga ang positive correlation. Same siya og effect. Positive meaning taas, dako kag sweldo, dako kag spend. Kung gamay kag sweldo, meaning gamay po di mo hang spend. And it is a strong correlation, meaning strong kaayo ang relationship nila. So, ingana ang pagsabot ana. Here is another scenario. Situation 2. In another survey, the correlation coefficient R between salary and spending of employee was found to be 0.38. This time, 0.38 na siya. Kanina, 0.96. Kani, isa ka survey siguro, isa ka laing company siguro ni. Kanina, masig sa katong company, strong positive correlation ang ilahang salary of spending. What about kani? 0.38. Asa na si 0.38? Kung ato ang kuanon sa graph, 0.38 somewhere here. Nandari si 0.38. So meaning, between 0 to 0.5. And kung between 0 to 0.5, that is a weak positive correlation. Na ay positive correlation, so therefore weak positive correlation. Meaning, positive yung correlation, meaning, same kapon, kung taas og sweldo, dako po diyang spend. Kung gamay sweldo, gamay ra po diyang spend. But weak lang, dili kaayo ing ana. Ka-related sila. Di pareha atong kanina nga strong ang ilang relationship. Kani weak lang, dili kaayo. Positive ila pero dili kaayo. Another situation. We have here, in another survey, the correlation coefficient R between salary and spending of employee was found to be 0.81. This time, 0.81. So kung 0.81 na diri, 0.75 man na, negative 0.75. So negative 0.81 is nadre, meaning between negative 1 to 0.5. So kung between negative 1 to 0.5, you have a strong negative correlation. So therefore, there is a strong negative correlation between salary and spending of employees. Unsa po'y pasabot ana kung strong negative. Strong ang ilang relationship but negative. When you say negative, ang problema ani nga mga salaries, ang mga employees siguro, kay katong dakog sweldo, mao patong gamay o ginagasto. Pero katong gamay og sweldo, mao patong dako ginagasto. So there's something wrong ana pagingana ang relationship nato sa salary o spending. Dako kag sweldo, gamay kag ginagasto, okay ni. Good ni, but kani ang worst. Because gamay kag sweldo, dako kag ginagasto. So problematic ni nga part. So mao nay interpretation na. And last, I think is the last situation. In another survey, the correlation coefficient R between salary and spending was found to be negative 0.19. So negative 0.19 is asa na kaya? 0.19.25 man na. So na dere. 0.19 negative. So 0.19. So therefore between negative 0.5 siya to 0, so weak negative correlation. So same gyapon, negative meaning taas og sweldo, gamay ra ginagasto. Tapos katong gamay og sweldo, dako ginagasto. But weak lang, dili lang kaayo ing anak pod. So inanang kasabot sa kana nga sitwasyon. So again, there is a weak negative correlation between the salary and spending of employees. So that's all for quarter 4 module 19 entitled Solving Problems Involving Correlation Analysis. Thank you and see you next session.